Welcome to the Coffee Bar Stories,
A DTZ Entertainment Presentation.
hosted by Dad and Son. Welcome back to the Coffee Bar Stories. This is episode 12, and in today's episode, me and Dad are going to be talking with his buddy, Cuzz. Dad, take it away.
All right, me and my buddy Cuzz, we're going to talk about a guy we grew up with that we know is Flea. Not the member of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, just Flea. Me and Cuzz, I've known Cuzz, pretty much since he was a little guy. So saying growing up together, we literally grew up together. Flea was a neighbor, wasn't he?
Yeah, Flea was a neighbor. Grew up with Flea, the neighbor kid, our whole life. He was interesting Flea, we call.
Yeah. The way I remember being introduced, because your older brother is how I first started going over there. He would always be in the backyard where we'd be playing, right? And he would just stand at the fence and like yelp and make noises if you weren't involving him. I just remember, and I get the wanting to be involved type thing, but his age difference was like 10 years to mine.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he kind of was annoying and stuff when we were growing up. Cuz being the sucker living next door, though, got to see all the shenanigans of it.
Yeah, I grew up with Flea, and he always had something going on next door, and the father would always get provoked about the nonsense going on, and you can only imagine where that would lead.
Shit. Oh, man, your dad, I don't know how many times he had to go over there to settle him down. Tell him to be quiet, knock it off. Because it was his grandmother's house is what it was.
Yeah, he lived in the back apartment, Flea did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He, weird thing is he got shipped off to a military school. Did he ever end up in juvenile detention?
I think he was. Not sure on that.
But I believe he did go to mental hospital.
Not sure on that either. But
yeah, I don't remember. He had started getting a real rocky going there for a while. That's how he ended up turning into somebody that, let's put it this way, we're going to have to be careful how we say certain things, because he turned into something else.
I think the beginning of the show we were talking about a perfect character for Flea, and Flea was the perfect example, because you just didn't know where he was coming out of. You wake up in the middle of the night, you got Flea in the bed. And
oh yeah.
I hope we're talking metaphorically and not literally.
Exactly.
Yeah, knocking on the window.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that. It starts off like stuff like that, drinking with them. And next thing I know with the guy is, as we start getting older, now he wants to start running around with everybody and drink and stuff like that. And he had gotten money from some kind of endowment of some form. When he turned 18, he bought, what was it, a Horizon? Was that the car he bought? That he bought all those big speakers.
I think it was like a Mazda. Mazda. Yeah, it looked like it was built around him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was always a bigger gentleman, a bigger Flea of the batch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He was Papa Flea and
Papa Flea?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
he weighed quite a bit.
Still, back then you didn't mess around with Big Papa Flea.
No.
What do you think his philosophy was? I mean, honestly, I never really, it was just hustling and street life.
Yeah.
And for the next buck, I guess wasn't never really into like getting to be a 9-to-5 guy. He never really wasn't really wanting to be part of society that I known of growing up. So it's like, I never listened too much of a lot of his nonsense philosophies of life, because it just didn't make a whole lot of sense.
No, it didn't.
I don't know if you listened to any of it, but
no, you're right.
I did a lot of good times with Flea, but
yeah. Well, he became a game
it was just a drink. It was drinking. You having a good time. You didn't value all his philosophy of life, because you didn't want to go down that road.
Yeah,
Flea.
he looked at it this way: if he could get it, he'd take it and stuff. He became extremely selfish. He was like with me and Cuzz and another close friend. He would watch out for you. He'd be cool with you.
Yeah.
If you weren't in that tight circle, he'd shade you somehow.
Oh, okay, I see.
Not necessarily flat out rob you, strong arm you, but
something along those lines.
Yeah. I'll get you on the next round. That next round never comes.
Mm-hmm.
What else? With him, it was always something. He decided to gangbang, whatever that's for. I can't go no real detail with that, because it's from what I witnessed of it. it's more or a group of guys he was hanging out in this
He's talking
area.
about street gang bang, by the way, guys.
Yeah, street gangbanger. He just, all I ever witnessed out of it, because I did visit him while he was acting a fool.
Yeah.
Basically, they sat on the porch drinking 40s. The classic, like Boys in the Hood and stuff like that
Yeah.
had come out. And these guys are basically mimicking the movies, what it was like. And it was, a mixture of people. It wasn't just one straight type of group. And that's what kind of threw me off is like, okay, you guys are more like actors in this, man.
Yeah.
You're sitting on the porch talking,
Yeah,
you're holding
and then,
down the
like,
block. But I
tw-
never witnessed
20
that.
years later, you're picking up like 40, 50, 60-year-olds.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
you're still sitting on the same porch drinking 40s.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, they slimmed down. They cut back. They're down to fucking, what is it, 2x5s?
It's only
It
because
used
the brewery companies are prohibiting them.
Yeah,
Woof.
yeah. But with him having that type of background, and then he'd disappear for a year to months and whatnots at a time, and then pop back. It was getting at a point you would know when he started popping back up, something has happened.
Oh yeah.
Somewhere
definitely.
something has happened, and now he's back in town where
Oh,
you are
it's-
at because he's
Great stories in there because he'd always pop up and he'd have some wild story like, oh man, I just ran out of the grocery store with like 2 bottles of liquor, and I had to hide in the dumpster.
fuck?
And you're like, are you serious? And he's like, and you look down at him, like, are you serious? And sometimes he really would have like dumpster garbage all over him and stuff.
Oh,
So,
And he's
like-
proud of that.
oh man, yeah, and he'd be like, dude, what is that? Serpentine into the house, hopping, never straight line.
You couldn't just show up and go, hey, my life's doing good. Good to see you. It was always, I robbed the
man.
grocery store or something. I need a ride.
Oh yeah, and then he'd go and disappear and come back. He comes back on us one time with a family, ready-made family. We all married.
Oh my goodness.
We're like, me and Cuzz are like, what the hell? Here, bud, what's going on? Well, this is my wife, this and this. And we thought they were getting their crap together. Oh, okay, that's great, right? I don't know. They ended up being here, 2 months?
No, they were here actually a couple of years.
A couple years
Yeah,
before
but-
they went to...
Yeah,
where-
yeah, it was.
where-
Yeah,
where the
he
dry
was only
truck-
like
Oh, no, this
out
is
in
after
public.
the
He was
truck.
only out in public for like 6 months, and then they were like really reclusive to the world after the 6 months.
Oh.
I don't want to even just imagine what was going on. So.
Yeah, oh, man. But yeah, oh, God. Going over to that place. He's
It was an intended
from
to
a-
be a tattoo underground parlor shop.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, man. Every place they go, every place they ever rented that I can remember through all the years, they bounced between certain areas
Yeah.
around the country. And when he would bounce back here, right away he'd get in contact with us. So you get to see their place be clean, and because they just got there,
Yeah.
That lasted
You
like
go back-
2 weeks. If that.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Tornado, man. It's
Oh
like,
my God.
It's like nobody.
It
does
yeah,
that.
it got like I was allowed over there for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then like after that, like one of the last times I went over there, he was like, making a hole, where you could just walk through, to get back to the back room where he
That's
was
disgusting.
doing tattoos and stuff and showing me his artwork and stuff he was doing. And yeah, it took him like 5 minutes to make a path from like. And this house it's not very big. Like the biggest room in the whole entire house is like an 8x8.
Oh, fuck.
It's really small. Yeah.
I think they
It's-
would consider it a mother-in-law's house
It's-
type deal.
It was this was the newest place right over here by you. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Oh my God, that place they horrified that.
And it was
Oh my
really nice
God,
for
man.
like 3 weeks and stuff, and
Yeah.
then you couldn't even get back to what he so called a tattoo chair and stuff. But he actually had it like a real reclining tattoo chair with the armchair and stuff. And
Fuck.
and
Where'd he steal that from?
no,
He did?
he took the kids' tax money and bought with all this crap with it and
Oh my
That-
God.
blew
Yeah.
all the money on tattoo stuff.
that, and he would get credit cards somehow, and they just run them up, never pay them, stuff like that. He's.
I tried to.
somehow-
Me and Dad, we tried to support him. We always did.
Yeah, that's the
And,
biggest.
and then he just threw it all out the window.
Mhm.
He tried to do everything he could for the guy, and he just somehow go down that wrong path with it.
Finds a way to fuck you
Finds
with
it, not just fuck it up himself. Just
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
he had
he'd
everything
leave us
going
out
for
of
him, and
it.
then he just finds the wrong people.
Yeah, it's more me and Cuzz are getting slapped in the face.
Yeah.
what he ends up falling into is what it comes out. He don't drag us into it. It's not like
Matter
the
of fact,
cops are knocking at the
he
door.
took one of our really nice casters, the red set of casters. I don't know what. I guess some meth bum got those or something. They were really nice.
Yeah, stupid
stuff like that. It's material stuff. It's just the simple fact that we were hanging on to those for something nice that we could keep and see, and we give them to him to use, and then now they're in a junk pile somewhere,
Yeah, anything you did for him, he just really didn't. He thank you to death about it right then and there while you're doing it, or giving it to him or putting it in, whatever it is.
There's gratitude in the moment, but he doesn't give a shit later.
Then, you go back and the disrespect shown towards it is ungodly. It's like, man, come on, you can't even wipe off it or whatever, Yeah, he became just doesn't care about nothing. He eventually, like anyone else that runs a life of outlawedness, I'll say. Yeah. He ended up becoming a meth head.
It's the outlaw with no brotherhood.
Yeah, basically, and he just became the drug addict. It didn't.
Yeah, the lonesome drug addict, I would call it. He probably don't remember a lot of the stuff that went on. I bet he don't.
Yeah, like some of the stories in part 2 we'll get into about him and stuff. We're just trying to give you an overall gist of him. This is not the stuff me and him get into. Will probably take a few because we'll be laughing our asses off through him because the stuff he's done is ungodly.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, the way
good to be with everybody tonight. My name's Cuzz, good friends of Dad and son, and known these guys for a few years. It's good to be on the show with you guys.
We appreciate you coming on the show. All right, let's take this break, and after the commercial, we'll be back with some of the stories of him, if we can make it through without completely breaking down laughing.
Rella Radio Show, Monday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time. DJ CO1.
All right, and we're back to part 2. And Dad and Cuzz over here are going to tell some stories about the old Fleasaurus Rex, so you guys can take it off.
Flea Meister.
Yeah, the Flea Meister.
Flea Meister.
Yeah. I guess we'll go back to his drink years when he still lived around here and ran around town by us.
What about filling the old sink up with ice and just full of booze and at his grandma's old apartment?
Oh my God! With the parties we used to have,
it was booze and rats. He had a pet rat too at one time.
Yeah, I remember the pet rat.
Yeah, pet rats. He would trap them in his potato chip bag.
Fucking weird.
And then he would put them in a cage.
Yeah.
Lay's potato chips.
He's so fucking weird. What the hell?
Yeah. He always had he get a bottle of Bacardi. He get the rum, the silver, the 151, and I guess just regular Bacardi.
That was his water.
Oh man. I'm not a rum fan, but
nasty.
He get play cards with him, and he get drunk. That was about the only time you could get over, man, because this guy could play some cards.
Yeah, he was a heck of a poker player for sure.
Yeah.
He was a good hustler.
Yeah, he was weird about how he got drunk and stuff. He get drunk. And,
yeah, he was a bigger gentleman, and it'd take a lot of Bacardi.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd take a couple bottles.
Yeah, he never got real wobbly. He would maybe slur a little or repeat whatever, that part of drunkenness.
Yeah.
You may see him, but it would seem like it'd go from him being him to all of a sudden he gets sick. If he's gotten shit-faced, he just gets sick eventually. And then he come back out, and then smash probably got 20 sandwiches or something.
Oh, man.
You remember that time? We go through the drive-through at Taco Bell. Okay, this is back in the day with him. And he gets like 2 bean burritos, 8 tacos, one of those pizza taco things, something else. He gets some other thing, right? And gets a fucking Diet Coke with it.
The Diet Coke's really going to balance all of that off.
Yeah, he ate that.
Large with a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Man.
And he ate all
number 9. Number 9 with dip.
Yeah, he ate all that shit too. That was his big thing.
Extra sauce.
Going out with him. Then I remember the time that he decided he was gone. We hadn't probably seen him in quite a long time. 6, 7 years. And he comes back. He can drive a truck, right? Or no, this before he could drive the truck. He comes back and
There's many years of escapades.
Yeah, he's in trouble is what it is. He'd done something. But people were looking for him, basically, was what. But over where we're at, he was going to be safe for a minute. And so me and Cuzz, being the nice guys we are, and been known him all these years, we put him up in a sleeping room, right? Because it's cheaper to pay by the week than it is by the day at a hotel, right? We decided to be nice, take him out to the bars and shit with us.
Oh, man.
You remember he had that TV and everything? Because I believe you had to take him to the trains. Was it? No, the bus station.
Yeah, took him to the bus station one time, and he had a duffel bag full of stuff. It was like top secret.
It was like top secret.
Yeah, it was like top secret agent. It's like, yeah, right. It's like, take you to the bus station. That's it, bud. You know, nowhere else.
Yeah, I don't want to know nothing. Because right. You know his philosophy was, man, they don't ever check your bags on a bus. Back then, in those days, they didn't.
Yeah.
Hell, they were
so
happy
what he
to have
had
riders.
was God knows what.
Yeah, no one.
Anytime you dropped him off at the bus station with the duffel bag, you know you weren't going to see him for a few years.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
Okay.
he gonna be a recluse. Cause he always was getting himself into predicaments. He went down to a southern state, right? Him and his wife and stuff. And they end up, I think his wife had a relative down there, but they make friends down there. And they end up finding these friends are all backstabbers, just like they are. You know, when somebody's got a couple bucks, the other person's your best friend.
Yeah.
That's how down there. So they got themselves in some, Lord only knows how deep of stuff. Just the little things that he told me and stuff. Now, this is when we were at that apartment.
Yeah.
Okay. This is right before he come up to the apartment and called us from that hotel.
Okay.
The story goes is that Cuzz knows this one. He fucking was down there. He had barbecue, showing pictures of all this meat and all these barbecues and all this partying that they do all the time, like all day long, every day of the week, right?
Yeah.
And we're looking, you see the pictures and you start seeing these people in there. And next thing I know is I'm looking in there, I'm like, these dudes look just like him on the shady side, you know? They all just have a look about him, right?
Yeah.
And he's telling stories to me about the parties and stuff and to Cuzz about him, right? And stuff. And I tell Cuzz later, I'm like, you do know that half that shit he's telling us is bullshit. You know, they're all buddies and everything like that. This was probably one goddamn party. And you know damn well that asshole had either ripped them off somehow, either took their money to pay for something and didn't bring back the change type deal. You never know and stuff. And lo and behold, between the two of us, we find out this fool is gotten himself into some serious trouble down there legally. And what else?
What I heard.
Financially.
I heard they robbed the jewelry store or something.
Yeah,
of course
see,
he did.
That's just what I heard. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but
yeah, see, that's just then as he starts visiting between us.
Mm-hmm.
Now we start getting the full story of now why the hell he showed up, because the way he showed up was, you know how we got that phone call.
Yeah.
And they were by this hotel. They just got to town.
do you think he was trying to make a grill?
A grill?
Yeah.
Probably.
Most likely. Knowing him, most likely.
Yeah, because he called us.
You don't remember? Robert jewelry store and make me a grill?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I that one I think's coming back to haunt people on that one there. Because it seemed like when he came up and stuff, and then he tells me, he's telling us that's the story, you know, this and the buddies and everything, and they just, you know, lost a job and that kind of crap. And then he goes between me and Cuzz, you know, visiting and stuff and drinks. Next thing you know, the whole story starts coming out. Because like with the incident you were speaking about, they'd fudged on payments. I believe that vehicle that they came up in.
Yeah, it
got
disappeared.
repossessed quite
He always had
quickly.
some story like it broke down and he just gave it back to him, but you know they gave it God because you know they never made a payment on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And how quick did he have
And it was always some BS too, because he always had like all his stuff in there. So it's like, you know, why would you, if you know you weren't paying for your car, why would you keep everything in it? Because you're knowing they're gonna come back and get it.
Oh, I know. And then how quick did he turn around
So
and
he'd
get
be,
another
like,
car though?
all assed out, you know, no clothes.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, everything you would possibly need to live with, it was in his car. even though he had a place to stay, he was just still running around all because he was running around like he was 16 every day.
Yeah, and because they got that place they rented
Yeah.
out. Now, and my thing is, neither one had a job. How the hell do they do that? That's one thing. He was extremely
Sat around
resourceful.
and hustled. You take $20 and turn it into 40, and then take the 40, turn it into 60, and just run around selling dope and whatever else he had to make a buck on.
Yeah, you know, but it just amazed me how this guy can constantly get places to stay from these people in the cars. I can't believe that people are willing in finance.
Oh, he'd
not,
always
not
find
buying them out.
He'd always find that car credit place. that
But
would
yeah,
give
yeah,
him-
last chance, last chance credit.
No credit, bad credit.
Oh, he had 100.
Good credit.
He
We
had, I
don't
bet
give
you
a
this guy
fuck.
had 100 cars. He must have had 100
Oh.
different Social Security cards, I guess. 'Cause
And I'm over
Oh,
here
yeah.
trying to just find a single car.
Oh my God, the things he did while he was here. You know, he got this car and then tattooing. He tells
Was
me-
he at least a good artist?
No, he was learning.
He was
He
getting
could draw,
better.
but no. As far as tattooing, he needed
he was still amateur, but he was
yeah.
getting better.
to learn off doing people.
Yeah.
Right? So he needed people that were like the prison tattoo style type people. Don't give a shit. Yeah, go ahead. You know, here's some spot right here.
He ended up getting a printer and everything there at the end, and it was all right. But
Well, yeah. Once he can get where he can trace
Yeah.
tattoo, he'd been fine. But he.
still the shading, he was still working on that.
Yeah,
So-
but it always seemed like this guy's always into some trouble. I remember the strip clubs with him, and this is back in the day. We weren't. I know he wasn't 21 because I wasn't even 21. And here we are going to strip clubs and stuff at a young age. He was always willing. That's what I really liked about him the most was how he wasn't afraid to try it. You know what I mean? Good, bad, or
yeah,
indifferent. You know, he didn't do that. And at
If
the young
anybody
age,
was-
he didn't do it with drugs, not drugs.
If anybody
but
was going
like-
to throw the brick, it would have been Flea.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Flea would throw
Flea would throw
anything at everybody.
Flea would throw the brick.
That was his big thing, and I liked that about him up until a point. And then after he came back, it seemed like it was a joke. He showing up at your house, coming over, and
Yeah, you know, things got rough. You know, those drugs will take over and ruin people's lives. Seen it so many times. Totally
that's what killed
pretty
me.
advocate about getting everybody off the methamphetamines and
Yeah.
heroin. It's bad news.
That's why I cut him off as a friend. I
Yeah, it sucks.
told
You,
him I
you
can't deal
lose
with you,
good
dude.
friends and everything, and families that get broke apart and everything over that. It's not good.
Yeah, I just never understood why he always demised himself. He could start doing good, and then for some reason, I don't know what the attraction is to not doing the right thing was for him, or is for him, or however it is. But it seemed like he'd always knock himself back down to the dirt
Yeah,
again.
because he was very intelligent. Always could get something going, entrepreneur, and then it would just crash on him. He would go down the dark path, and you know, it's just you would see it snowball fast. It would.
Yeah, because like in the early years, it wasn't drugs. It
It was the
him,
booze. It was the hard
blowing-
booze, and
Yeah, blowing monies on
Running
his
around.
wants and
Yeah.
everything. You know,
And then they got older. It was
Yeah.
drugs.
Yeah, because it was showing out in his younger years. It was just he wanted to be the big dog on the block. I could buy the bar.
It's like a whole other segment.
the
That
rounds.
it's like just seeing the local talent of so many lives ruined on narcotics.
Oh yeah, he
So much
he's-
talent around here that just went down the drain that I've seen in my life.
Oh yeah, I know. Shit, there was a time that me and him, me and Flea, he come up and had got an apartment. He wasn't even there 7 months and had to flee that area. Flee
Yeah.
the area.
Flea had to flee.
Yeah, I went over there to visit, and while I was there, you know, we were having like a couple beers, and I was just gonna stay maybe 2 hours. We were gonna go get something to eat and then come back, and then I was gonna leave, right? I'm there 20 minutes. 7 people within a 10-minute time frame in and out of that house.
Yeah.
I'm like, what in the hell? And he goes in the
Right.
back room, you know, with these guys coming out, and they're
The
all
back room.
yeah, and they're all doing, you know, their jibber jabber talk and stuff. I guess it's gang slang of probably the 90 eras when this was early 90 era. Yeah, so he come back with that, you know, talking to the guys like that through there. And I'm just like, oh Lord, here we go. You know, we never did go get nothing to eat. I think I spent the whole time there just waiting for something to go wrong. Because I know right before I left, this dude had banged on his door, banged on the window, and he was in the bathroom, and I was like, I ain't answering shit, you know, it ain't my place.
Yeah.
So I just waited till he came out, and the dude had left. I walked off, I guess, thought he wasn't there and shit. And then as I left, he come out, walked me out, and I was heading to my car, and this dude shot by me, and ended up, they big old argument. I don't know what all went down. I was like, screw this, because I know him. I know the area. I'm like, nah, I ain't staying. I'm got to go.
Always something crazy.
That's the crap with him. It's like, you know, he always was demising himself at all costs. It was almost like a habit. You had to. If I'm doing good, I can't do good. Almost like that movie with Will Ferrell, the Talladega Nights, where his dad, got to fuck it all up because it's going good.
Yeah. Totally.
That's what it seems like, don't it?
He always chose the gravel road for sure.
I know the guy, if he actually put his nose to the grindstone and used his talents at a job, he probably, by this point in time, he'd probably be, 5 to 7 year deep supervisor making a pretty decent pay by now, you know. Instead, he just pissed it all away is the only thing I could say.
Yeah, ran the streets and got himself in some trouble.
Because he was a good dude, you know, because he never got really, like, partying with him. He never got out of hand, per se, as far as causing trouble. He was more ending up doing screw-up things and then coming around to us and stuff is what he ended up doing a lot to us.
He wanted to finally settle down after all the chaos that he caused somewhere else. And then he would just cause so much chaos everywhere he went, he'd have to just go.
Yeah,
because he
he'd go
would owe
back
so much money and get himself so much in debt everywhere he went.
Yeah, he thought going to his
he'd
old
be trouble
stomping
everywhere.
grounds.
Yeah,
he didn't learn his lessons through 20 years of that crap.
Yeah,
going back and forth. He think it'd cool off in the old stomping area. He'd go back to what he considered his guys or whatever, and sometimes it'd be okay, and other times it'd be all right for a minute, and he either A, would run into somebody that wasn't cool with him, or he would do something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then end up having to go back out, whatever. He's a gypsy. Literally, literal gypsy.
Flea gypsy.
Yep, because I can't.
You ever heard of that?
No.
It's a good one. What would a flea gypsy look like?
I think the longest place he's ever lived probably was
draw that
growing
up. Draw me a flea gypsy.
A flea gypsy.
It's like a cool cartoon character.
You flea gypsy.
Yeah. Flea gypsy.
Put it on some merch and make millions. That's how you do that.
Man, oh man.
It's my NFT. Don't steal it.
Oh, you're sitting in a garbage can.
Yeah.
A bottle of booze.
Oh man, do you remember him making trash can punch?
I don't actually.
He did do that at the apartment one time. He wasted. He didn't. Usually trash can punches where everybody brings something. He didn't do it like that.
I think I
he
remember
made
you
his
just pour
own.
everything in a trash can. You
Yeah,
just get it
people
out.
bring bottles is usually how, for a big party so you can fill it up. Because one person, that's expensive. He did that.
I think you would just like dip your cup in there, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, he did that on his own dime. He threw a trash can punch
He would
party.
get like eight or nine bottles of just different stuff.
He'd buy gallons of them.
Yeah.
He'd spend probably about $125.
I do remember that one time there was one heck of a party. He had people. There was cars lined down the road.
Yep. At his grandma's.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was like crazy party.
And they had a through driveway.
Like you're talking like 50
to
people in like a little bitty house.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, there wasn't no room open.
No, you're talking like a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
There'd be like 50 people in this mug drinking out of this trash can full of booze and liquor. And
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, where are you sourcing a clean trash can for this?
There was
I highly doubt it is.
Screened-in
so everybody's
porch
rubbing their
to it
hands
that-
on their nuts and pissing. They're dipping their cup in the booze and
Oh man,
balls to the wall booze, boys.
No, thank you.
Oh,
Ew.
and the chain smoking, everything in his apartment pretty much was an ashtray.
Holy shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm assuming there was no such thing as a fire alarm.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
he
hell
had
no.
pet rats. Man.
Yeah, you're talking.
You had pet rats. What did you think?
Man. Oh yeah.
I'm sure some people who have pet rats have fire alarms, but not in
Fire
Flea's
alarm.
case.
Oh my God, he did so much crazy shit in those.
I do remember that's a good story though. One time he had the place so smoked out, and the cops came over and opened the door.
Oh my!
And like it was just looked like the place was on fire.
Holy shit. That's a hot box I want to be a part of.
Did anybody go down on that one?
No, they never really bothered him back then. It was funny.
Because I know the
Remember
cops
they told
have
them
been
they
there
had
quite a
to
few
turn
times.
that music down and stuff, but they were just back then. They didn't cause them any problems. You didn't have problems. That was back a long time ago. But
Yeah, I think I only know one person ever got arrested there and taken
No,
away,
he
but
had
they
some
were outside acting up.
wild parties and got away with some crazy ones.
Yeah, the only person that ever got arrested I know
Unusual
was
for the
somebody
area,
else.
for being so close to the neighbors, and they had some good wild parties.
Oh yeah, well, Grandma was deaf practically.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and
You just had to worry about my dad and
You.
the old guy next door, and somehow he got away with it.
Yeah.
few times my dad would get mad and call the cops because it would get out of hand. You had people screaming at like 3 in the morning,
Oh shit.
throwing bottles, and
or when they brought the
it's
instruments out.
usually when Lee was throwing bottles out at like 4 in the morning. You know, my dad would
Oh yeah.
draw the line. You know,
Oh god.
it would be pretty bad for my dad would call the police.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. You're literally shattering battles in the street at 3 in the morning for my dad to call the police, and I agree
because
with it. You know,
he'd
it's
go
like,
out that.
Come on.
What we would think of as a
Go
side
out in
door
the woods.
going up the house.
Go out
is
in the
actually
woods
his
and
front
shadow your bottle or something, you know.
Yep. He was an idiot, man, on that. He did not care. He let at his house.
No, he was pretty ruthless when he was younger.
Yeah, you did. It didn't matter. He didn't care what
He
you
didn't have
did at his
respect. He
house.
didn't have respect for his elders. I agree with that. I've seen that.
Oh, man.
Growing up. And
The way he snap at his grandmother about things.
it was pretty rough. Yeah, he's pretty
It-
ruthless.
The best way to explain it is like a spoiled brat.
Yeah, but
Snapping.
he didn't have a whole lot. But what he did, he didn't appreciate it.
No.
I think he did years later. He realized, everything that was provided that was, didn't have to be,
No.
but it was too late.
Yeah, he'd come around here and there, but he'd end up.
But if you think you're growing up, everybody goes through that though.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't want to go back to when you were 13? You didn't have to worry about anything about doing your homework for high school,
yes.
and and
That would be awesome.
the only thing you were working for was just if you had a car, I guess. I mean, if you were working in high school, it was just because you wanted to put gas in your tank and an eighth bag in your pocket.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
because if you were think what else were you working? I mean,
It does. That's the thing. I don't remember the dude ever really working that much.
No, that's what
I
I'm saying.
remember
It was
him
like-
having them on and
no,
off
he
jobs,
never.
but
As I
they
said
weren't
earlier,
shit.
Flea never wanted to be a part of society. I never talked to him about really wanting to be in any kind of trade. I mean, I knew he kind of liked carpentry a little bit. He was good at that. And,
Yeah, but other than
but building, I think he was going to be a carpenter or something.
yeah, but see the problem with him.
He worked for a contracting company when he came back here for a minute.
Yeah, he'll do that and then turn around and try to be a contractor. You know what I mean? And then he's ripping off
Contractor
people,
out
not
in the
showing up.
parking lot, like
Well, you know,
we got
it-
the harder concrete out in the parking lot.
Well, you know exactly how he'll work. He'll go up, underbid everybody else, get that money up front, down payment, whatever, and he ain't coming back. Shit, him.
Oh, he's like that bartender that takes the 20 out of the door from the beginning of the shift,
Oh.
and then puts it back in, and then you owe the drawer 20 the whole night.
Yeah.
One of those times.
Yeah, that's him. The Uncle Kenny, when me and him did the construction, that contractor, that'd be Lee.
Oh god.
Yeah, that'd be.
You pull a
that'd
no
be
sell.
Flea.
You pull a no sell. You grab the 20, put the
Oh,
20
yeah.
back in with the next register, and you owe the 20. You owe the drawer $20 all night. That's Lee. See?
Yeah, Flea was not one to do that, to be able to pull shit off for very long. He get caught at it. He'd get job every blue moon. He did it one down the street where you actually dealt with money and took people asked for like milk or eggs or sodas or whatever, and you take their order, you go in, you get it, ring it up, come out, tell them how much, they give you the money, you give them change, and you go down. It's like a car hop job in a way.
Yeah.
Perfect job for Flea.
Yeah, Flea's treating it as. Here's
Yeah,
$1
you're putting
for,
$20 in my pocket. I'm gonna put 50 in mine.
Exactly.
He's probably going home with $200 every night.
Yeah. Oh, and God forbid if one of the workers screwed up and left their change pouch laying around, that person just got to be the short one, and he just come up to the level then.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, that's the only way he'd survive. His tricks didn't last long. He get caught.
Yeah.
Or not really caught because they couldn't prove it. They just
Yeah, everybody
more
already
or
knew.
less.
It's like, come on, man.
It's
Why are you
kind
the
of
only happy guy here?
Yeah. Yeah, I think a mutual agreement that I'll stop coming in.
You pull in with your new IROC all happy the next day.
That's how he was. He cracked me up with that shit. God, he was a sucker for always wanting things, and then instead of getting a job to do them, he'd try to find a hot scheme to do it with, and then never get that thing he wanted because he'd end up getting caught up in the hot scheme and screwing things up.
Oh, fuck.
They lose it all in the end.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not his friend, to stand on the sidelines and watch, it is fucking great. It's hilarious. It's like, this dude, oh my God.
Well, it's like, here, hold my equipment, but at the same time, I'm going to rob you of your $50, and you're supposed to forget about it next time I come see you, and I need my equipment back.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, man. Yeah, thanks for holding on to that for me, man. I'm back.
But wait a minute. Last time I seen you, I gave you $50.
Oh, no, you got that back. Remember that?
Right. There's always one of those. Like, no, man. You're not getting your equipment back till you give me the $50 that I'll give you to go get the liquor. And you never came back. Now you're wanting your equipment back.
He forgets who's the one that was drunk
because you
and
took my
high
$50.
at the time.
This is because you took my $50 last Friday night and went out and went drinking on it and forgot him. And you think I forgot about it. You want your stuff back. Don't work that way.
Exactly. He forgets we're not the dumbasses getting trashed at the bar like he is, and going out getting stoned and forgetting, coming up with crazy ass stories. I remember when he used to bum money off his hand, he'd come up with some of the most off-the-wall stories. Oh, man, like the car, it needs this or it needs that. And then he'd go from like a little whiny kid about it, and it'd escalate up to this raging teenager. It'd be funny. Oh, yeah, he wouldn't do nothing. He'd to her or anything. He'd just, like, trying to manipulate her. You don't love me. You're just trying to hold me back. And it's like, dude, you're quite a few 100 pounds here, triple chinned. Not missing a meal, brother. You're not missing a meal.
He was a bigger gentleman back then.
Yeah, it just
Your
got
parents
me.
loved you too much.
Yeah, it's like,
Go on a diet, Tubby.
how are you? Or he's hungry. That was always, I need to get food for a week, and I'm looking at him thinking to myself, how's this woman buying this that you need food, seeing that her floors creak when you walk them? I walk across them, and you can't hear a thing.
Yeah,
I never understood that about him.
the way he lived, it was very interesting.
Very, very interesting to be that way and still be going. That's the thing that gets me. Where he's at right now and all that, he's still going.
Yeah, I hope hopefully he's doing okay.
Yeah, hopefully.
Lots of memories with Flea and lots of good stories. It's went down the wrong road for sure, and hopefully Flea gets his poop in a group, I call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's something else. He really if he gets a good long soberness, maybe, but with him, it's hard to tell. You'd have to, I don't know, to let him back into my life, I'd be real cautious.
Yeah, it's skeptical,
Because he's a bad repeater.
You're right. We've tried so many times.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I know what you
Me
mean.
and you've been burned so hardcore. We did a lot for him, and then he still has come. What did it for me was when he showed up and needed money. I gave him, I think I had like $5 on me at the time in cash. I wasn't broke or anything. I just didn't have no cash on me at the time. And I think I had $5. I gave that to him and stuff. And the kid not the kid, I shouldn't say that. He's older, teenager,
Yeah.
mentioned something about a guy's house going by and shit, you know, as they were getting ready to leave. And I was thinking, you dirty, rotten SOB.
Yeah.
They had nothing to do with what you were saying, you fucker. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm done with it. So when we had moved, that's when I was like, yeah, no, I'm done. It was just one too many for me.
Yeah. You know, I hung
He
on
act
there
like
as
I
long
was
as I could until he
ungrateful.
just kept calling back, wanting more money, and like, no, man, you still owe me some money from the last time. And
Well, he tried to make me feel guilty.
I got
that
collateral for
I
that.
only had $5 to give him.
Yeah, well, sure.
You know, and I'm thinking to myself, like me and you, we put him up to
Right.
2 to 3 different times.
Yeah.
We got him help and shit, and you're telling me that I owe you?
If you blew the first loan and you're coming back for the second one, you never pay me back for the first one. Sorry, man. I mean, my hand's not out no more.
Oh,
I mean, you
yeah.
didn't even attempt to even come back with anything on the first time, so why would I want to lend the hand twice when I never got anything back on the first? Nothing.
Yeah, he acts like we're just a couple suckers. I
Yeah.
don't know what he's thinking. I mean, me and Cuzz don't. Well, I don't drink, and Cuzz don't drink like that. We're not two idiots that are gonna be sitting there and not remember and just start digging deep in our pockets. You're not catching a slipping like that. I'm sorry,
days
that
I'm-
don't happen.
Work, eat, and sleep.
Exactly.
So I'll still take my first loan back.
Oh, definitely.
No kidding. That's pretty much if he comes back and is true, pays back what he owes. He's been at a place that more than 6 months, doing decently. Then maybe I would associate with him, but it would take that and quite a bit of convincing. But he's gonna pay me back.
Yeah.
He owes me a lot. He
I
owes
think
you.
I'll let Flea come back and live his own life for a while before I need any crisis in my life.
Yeah, we'll keep on. Keep
Yeah,
an
no
eye on
doubt.
police blogs. Okay, folks. That was our friend Flea, which is not much a friend anymore, I guess. But a good sober tale and stuff.
Good
And,
Flea stories for good Flea times.
Yes.
Good riddance, Flea.
So that we'll just go ahead and we'll call that episode 12 on Flea and stuff, and hopefully we can get episode 13 up soon.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for coming on, Cuzz.
Good night. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you for listening. This is Dad,
And Son on the Coffee Bar Stories.
a DTZ Entertainment presentation.
Check in every 2 weeks for a new episode. All music was brought to you today by Kevin MacLeod.